God turned it right around on me and said, that was for you. Just as plain as day. I had made a video this morning about waiting on God's timing because I just had it in my heart that I knew somebody needed that message. A couple hours later, I was sitting there and I kept thinking about it. And then just as plain as day, I felt in my soul God say, that was for you. You needed that message. But see, the only way sometimes that I will hear a message that's meant for me is if I'm the one that says it. Have you ever been like that with different pieces of advice? You give your family, your friends advice, and then you turn right around and you're thinking, wow, I could use that same advice myself. And that's exactly what happened to me today. Waiting on God is always the right choice. Every time. It doesn't matter what it's about, how long it takes, anything. It's always the right choice to wait on God every single time that we do something. When we think that we need to take care of something, that's when we mess it up. I'm telling you. Satan will put it in your head that you don't need to waste time. Waiting on God is wasting time, that you could be doing something yourself about this issue you're going through. You could already had it solved by now if you hadn't waited on God. What if he's going to tell you no? What if he doesn't answer in time? What if he's too busy? What if you're not good enough? What if you're not doing what you're supposed to for God to answer that prayer? See, that's what goes through my mind whenever I'm waiting on God. I have waited on God in the past, and it's always been the right answer at the exact right time. But whenever you're feeling that, you feel that urge to stop waiting and just take care of it yourself. Fight that. Fight the urge to go ahead and make that decision. And especially like with me, I felt it before in my soul when I knew I should wait. And I started to go ahead and do something about it, and I felt just the little voice, the one that's hard to hear over all the chaos and the noise that's going on in your head. That little still voice is what you need to listen to. That's so powerful. But you have to, because you can recognize it, but you have to listen to it. And that's what was telling me, stop. You got to wait on me. You want the right one. You've got to wait on me. You want the right answer. No matter what it's about. It doesn't have to be about a relationship. Mine's not at the moment. But it could be about a relationship. It could be about a home, a job, a move. If you've been praying about financial trouble, a bill being due, and you don't have it, so you panic. You panic because you've got to try to do something to get the money. But then you feel God say, real low, just wait. Give it a little bit. Wait. Trust me. Satan works on us. Oh boy, does he ever work on us. And we think that sometimes if you're not really prayed up, and what I mean by that is if you are not praying almost all the time about your situation, praying for God to let his voice be louder than any thought that you could have going through your head, pray for him to speak to you loud enough so that so that there's no mistake. Because Satan is going to throw, if you could envision it, throw every temptation, every distraction, every noise, every situation that'll get you focused on it instead of waiting on God. He's going to do it. And, I've been going through that, and I've been telling so many people, wait on God. Wait on God if you want the right answer. And here I am feeling like, oh my gosh, time's running out. Something's going to have to be done. I've got to do something. I'm doing everything I can. What else can I do? Just a mess, a nerve, just a bundle of nerves, nervous wreck. And that is Satan trying to get you off your game. So if you're going through that right now, I'm here to tell you it's because you're trying to wait on God, and God has the answer, and Satan knows that, and so he's going to try to fight you again with everything. That's not your logic coming through. That is not what you should be doing coming through. All those do it yourself, handle it yourself. That's not from God. That's Satan trying to get you off the path. So fight. Fight against it, because whatever you do to solve it is not going to be worth it. You want God. God's answer is always right, no matter when it is. Late, whether you think it's late or early, God's always on time. And He always has the right amount of whatever blessing that you need. Everything's perfect, but you got to wait on Him.